What's up? It's Brian from Crest. Just wanted to, I don't know, we starting a YouTube thing, so I'm kind of doing a little vlog of a board that I'm getting ready to set up for a delivery tomorrow, which is pretty sick. Shout out Martha, it's a Mother's Day gift, little after Mother's Day gift, but yeah, she picked out a sick setup. You know, like I said, you know, hit me up anytime if you have anything you're looking for, anything specific, you know, pretty much whatever it is, we could probably get it for you. So she went with some 66 Ace trucks, some classics, super sick. Pretty sure these fit, yeah, these fit 9-inch boards up to 9.6.2. Good taste right there. Shout out to the Ace family. And just kind of like walk y'all through. Hey, y'all hear the 12 o'clock boys in the background. Shout out 12 o'clock boys. Alright, so she wanted to go with some risers. This is a cruiser complete, you know, she's I'm not sure how old Martha is, but nah, super sick. She hit me up to do this complete and like you know, cruiser complete. You guys are about to see what board it is, but she wanted some 1/4-inch risers on there, so we got the hardware to go with it. Some reds. She wanted to do the chargers, the classic full, what are these, 56s, pretty sick. And I got our tools here for when we put this grip on. Shout out my man Ty in the back, helping me, little co-star, you know what I mean? All right, 10-inch grip, Jessup, original. And then this was the board she wanted to go with. Lance Conklin, Skate 1. Yeah. Lance Conklin, Skate 1, Paul Peralta. Shout out to the Skate 1 guys. Shout out to Mike over there. And my man Vern. Be right. Alright, we're gonna crack this open. Every day is like Christmas at Fresh Skate Shop. Skate 1 product warranty. Ooh, that's nice. You don't see that all the time. Ooh. Yeah, so I broke out, I mean, as you can see, I broke out like a little cardboard, little box that the board came in or whatever, just so we don't mess up the graphic before she gets it and everything. You know, gotta think ahead and all that. All right, let's get it. So we're gonna do this extra crispy. Not sure if the light's kind of looking crazy, but yeah, it's starting to get dark out here. It's like 8 o'clock and the sun's still out. That's nice. Anyway, and yeah, so grip tape. We're gonna start with that. We got the 10-inch grip to cover this whole board here. Got the kids playing in the back. But yeah, what I like to do with the grip is I always like just peel off the entire back. The whole thing. We'll get that later. Grab it by the edges. Kind of use my fingers to find the board underneath. And then just make sure the whole thing is covered. Which with these bigger boards, it's like, it might take a little extra work. So with the grip, I always recommend, you know, once you lay it over top, you know, make sure the whole board's covered. But whenever you start pressing down, especially with the Jessup, because it doesn't have like the perforations in it, you want to start from the middle. Start pressing from the middle outwards. And that'll make it a lot easier later on. Or just in general, you know, putting on the grip the least bubbles. There's that. And we're back. Haha. Nardwar. What's it called? So yeah, we're putting this grip on from here after you lay it down and you know what I mean, get it all pressed out. I usually take a file, or you could take your skate tool or whatever, even your trucks. It's not the most necessary step, but I like doing this. Kind of helps to make a guide for like when you go to cut it out, which is the best part. Alright, and so you go underneath, poke your blade through, and just straight let the board guide you. And hopefully it's not like too dark to see, but yeah, sometimes. There you go. Boom. Yep, sharper the blade, the better. Follow me around here. Boom. Oh man, my little co-star Ty, he's here helping me.
Me too.
And Ella. Alright, so quick cut. From there, you take the excess grip, fold it in half, use that to sand down the edges. Sick, there's that. And then we go to like, you know, poke the holes and all that, but what I'm gonna do before that, I'm gonna pop these bearings in and go that route. You're gonna keep it as fresh as possible. Go ahead. Break out the wheels. Gotcha. Yeah, they're like, these mosquitoes are going crazy. Sick. Sick. Yeah, those are the charger pulls. ADHD chargers. I'm about to pop these reds in there. Luckily, we have this handy dandy little bearing press here from the shop. Otherwise, I would just like use the trucks, take off the axle bolts, and it's easier to do once it's attached to the board, but you just set the board on its side and you can press the bearings in that way. Set the stickers aside for her. So bearing presses, super easy. Just want to make sure the bearing cover is facing out. On the bones, it's pretty easy to see. The back of them have this like clear little like plastic shield, and the outside shield is that red one. So you just want to make sure that's facing out on both sides. Press some things in there and repeat the process. Cool. Toss these real fast. thick. And from there, sit that right there, my dude. Take this, take the axle bolts off. Alright, and then another thing with like so this is your axle bolt on each truck. On the axle here, you should have 2 little washers. There's one already on there. You know, we'll put the graphic out, you know. Not sure if she cares about that too much. But for the fresh complete sake, Christmas complete, we'll leave them out like that. Cool, so we're just gonna tighten these up. I usually leave a little bit of just about like that much of like leeway. You don't want your bearings to be like, or your wheel to be super tightened on there, because that puts a lot of pressure on your bearings and it makes it easier to break them. Alright, so we're back to the board.
Hello, me again.
We're poking these holes here. Gotta put the hardware in.
You need that hand strength for that.
One. Yeah, right? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
And I'm gonna put them on the back board. These are adjustable holes though. She can mess with that with the wheelbase and all that stuff, which is kind of cool that they did that.
I'm gonna just pour these out. Got another sticker to add to the stack. Just gonna put these in. I always put all the hardware in beforehand. Don't ask me how I'm seeing this in the dark, because this is like impossible. Go ahead and tap it. Boom. Alright, sick. So we got these in there.
And from there, I'm gonna pop out these riser pads. Yo, that's crazy. There's 2 of these in there. Huh. Maybe that's just somebody got hyped. Alright, cool. So these, just throw these on.
You like slide to like certain stick. Yep, boom. And then, boom. Just gonna set that up on the side. Get your axle bolt like facing you on both sides every time. I'm about to get eaten around.
Literally about to get eaten alive. Why does... Oh. So we're back here. Came across an issue with this board, which, yeah, I'm gonna have to hit somebody up to like talk about this, or maybe they'll see this video and I won't have to hit anybody up. But yeah, check this out. So this sucks. So these boards, these 6-hole boards, you know, you would think you'd be able to use any truck on this board, but you actually can't. You know, you see this, this is a 66 Classic Ace truck, 4 holes, that do not line up. And, you know, you wouldn't be able to use this truck on this board, which really sucks. You can't just use any truck with this board. So for anybody who's looking to get one of these, you got to make sure that you get trucks with six holes in them. Luckily, I'm gonna give away my trucks again. Not give them like my whole setup or whatever, but I'm gonna swap out my 215s, the base plate. If you zoom in there, the base plate has 6 holes, so that should work with this board. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap these. I I'm gonna swap the base plates for the Ace ones, and it should be fine. And then I'm gonna give them that with the 6-hole base plates. So we'll see how this goes. This is a Crooked Beamer, if you're wondering. Shout out to Crooked. All right, so we are back again, and I was just talking about how I was gonna use these 215 base plates with the 6 holes to swap out with those, so that way they can ride this board. So if you don't have trucks with 6 holes, you're not getting them on there, and that kind of sucks. But yes.
Now, is it only cruisers that have boards with 6 holes?
No, not every board has a 6-hole situation. This is kind of like a special occasion here, because I'm pretty sure I'll show you the board I'm taking this one off of. I think this board only has like a 4-hole situation, so yeah, it's weird. I mean, I wish I would have known that when I was ordering the board, but that's not really something that's in the description, So yeah, for future reference for folks looking to buy this board, sick board, super sick board, you know what I mean? But it is a hassle having to only buy 6-hole trucks, because that's that doesn't come on every truck. I mean, it's kind of specific. Yeah, I don't know if Indy's the only one that sells 6-hole trucks like this, but they're kind of the only one I've seen. Maybe Thunder does them, maybe Venture does them. I feel like I've seen some Ventures with the 6 holes in them. But yeah, so we're gonna swap those out real quick. I don't know why I have these super long bolts in there. But yeah, you see this Crooked Beamer, this is a cruiser board. It only has 4 holes. It's not a 6-hole board. Yeah, so that's it's not on every cruiser board. It's very this is the first time I've been setting up boards for forever, for over 15 years now, and this is the first time I've ever came across this problem. Because usually even the boards that have the 6 holes have they can fit your regular 4-hole trucks, which I know I'm not tripping on these trucks or the board, because the front of the board we're setting up has 6 holes, but the back only has 4, and that still only fits that 6-hole truck. So it's you only have that option. You don't have the option to use regular trucks.
So I guess I'm.
Yeah, it's confusing.
I was gonna say I'm a little confused, because so your base plate has the 6 holes right there, right?
Yeah, and that's because I ordered I got these. I've had these trucks for years. But it's not I'm sure they make them now. They still make these 215.
But why do they make you order those right there?
So you're not. That's optional. It's not.
Oh.
It's not you
So what
have
does that
to
do?
order them or anything. But yeah. So the risers. Good question, babe. Good question. Dang.
I mean, I figured,
You know what I mean? For the video's sake, for the watchers, and if you don't skate, this is a good little thing. But yeah, these risers, what they do is they go on your bolts here. I'll just show you. but like, you know, I don't have to put them all the way on. But they sit on here under your trucks. I'll just put this on for example, and to make sure that they fit, and they do, thank God. Yeah, the risers go underneath your base plate on your truck, and they give your wheels extra clearance. So you can get smaller risers, bigger risers, but they give your wheels clearance. So, you know, a lot of times when you're riding cruisers, a lot of folks like to ride like bigger wheels. Yeah, those, like, you know, on without risers, those will, like, you know, when you're turning, you're carving, whatever, they'll hit your board. And with the soft wheels, specifically, when they hit your board, they'll stop you and they'll go flying. So,
good to know.
Yeah, something good to know, and very useful when you're riding like a cruiser board with like with soft wheels, like big soft wheels. If you're riding smaller wheels, like these are the same exact wheels, but older.
Are those the wheels that you used when you did the 45 miles?
Yeah, 45 miles with Jimmy. I'm pretty sure. Maybe, possibly not. But
so
yeah,
on a good note, these wheels last a very, very long time.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've had these for years. Like these trucks I've probably had since like AUP, which is like a good like decade ago now. Yeah, which is super sick, you know. Trucks they can last you a really long time if you take care of them. These ones I've let people borrow them, got them back, thankfully. But yeah, they've lasted me a good minute. But yeah, we're gonna get ready to just swap these out. I mean, I don't know if like people are interested in even seeing this, but I guess we can just film this real fast. But to like take the base plate, or just to take your trucks apart, you're just gonna like loosen the kingpin here. Take your bushings out. And I think, like, you know, for the sake of these trucks, and it's kind of hard to do, but these are old trucks. I'm gonna swap out the bushings, but I'm also gonna swap out this right here. This is called your pivot cup. It goes in like the front of your truck there, and you know, as you're turning, like, it controls the pivot. Without this thing, can get a little wonky, and it does like make a lot of sound, like if it's broken or whatever, and it's noticeable too. So definitely something, if your trucks are like messing with you, a lot of times it's the pivot cup.
But hopefully I can get this out. They're not super easy to swap, but I wish I didn't have like a screwdriver to use it.
Alright, so we're back, and what should have been just board going together, very simple, turns into a full job. But that's what we do here at Crush. We just
we do the impossible.
We do that, and we just adapt and adjust or whatever. So yeah, here we go. Hopefully I can get this thing out pretty easily. Just the whole video is me struggling pulling this out.
I mean, it pretty much sums up like
Come on, dude. What the heck? Yeah, let me just make sure I get the right tool. Yeah.
And sometimes all you need is some scissors.
Yeah.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah, don't do this like this. I wish to add some like needle nose pliers or something. You always want to have the right tools or whatever. But yeah, these aren't that easy to get out. And yeah, so this back truck, like you see like the kingpin bolt, it's like super worn down, so I'm pretty sure I can get this, but putting it back on is a whole nother thing. But luckily, I probably won't. I'm gonna have to find a new base plate for these trucks, and hopefully I can find a kingpin bolt to go with it, because that might not be that easy to get back on. But maybe it will, who knows?
Here at Crush Skate Shop, we go above and beyond for our customers.
We do though, and yeah, I make sure to do that. I mean, you know, want to make sure everybody's taken care of.
To the best of my ability. This one is breaking. Ooh, yeah, it's breaking apart. Let's see. Sorry. Literally. So I'm trying to use every angle I possibly can to get this thing out.
There we go. Thank God, dude. But yeah, turns out to look something like that after a while. The new pivot cups come out super easy. Thank goodness. Alright, let's get these out of here. I'm gonna save those for another setup eventually. Alright, and then we're gonna put the new Ace bushings on these Indie base plates. It should fit pretty good. Top bushing, the spacer, and they work. Do work. I usually like tighten the trucks like right to where the kingpin bolt is like flush, and I'm sure she'll adjust from there. Boom. Same thing other side. Bushing. Me personally, I don't do the spacers on my bushings. Maybe like with the Bones ones come with like a little, like a different kind of spacer, but I might do one spacer on the top and like no spacer on the bottom. It's kind of unnecessary, or maybe it is necessary. Somebody enlighten me in the comments. But yeah, what's it called? Cool. Yeah, so that's on there. Indie Ace collab that you will see nowhere else but this video. Oh my gosh. I just realized. Look at that. It's time for some new 215s. These things probably sliding around like the kingpin's like opening the hole there.
I mean, that means you put in work.
Yeah, I mean, Quan put a lot of time in on those actually. Shout out Quan.
But yeah, so here we go. We're back to this setup. We're gonna finish this setup, and I'm gonna get this board to Martha so she can skate. Put the risers on. Alright, and then I usually just like pre-screw these on before I like, you know, go with the tool and tighten them all up.
Yeah, so like, you know, problem solved and all that. And man, yeah, just for anybody buying these boards, man, make sure you got some 6-hole chucks. Make sure they're flush with the grip, and I'm gonna show you that in a second. Some folks like put the grip over the hardware. Shout out Tusi, he's like one of the first people I saw do that. I think like a few other folks I've seen do it, but yeah, flush with the grip, like sinks in there, you know, flush, bang. And we're gonna put this other one on, and we'll probably fast forward this so like you don't have to like watch me just like screwing, and it's like, nah, you can if you want. Hey, yeah, I'm super hyped for Martha on this board. It's actually like a super sick setup. I don't even know if this is her first setup or if it's like she hasn't skated in a while or what the situation is. So excited to see her reaction when she gets this. Yeah, I'm gonna try to film that reaction too if she's like cool with it. Yeah, so hopefully we'll add that in here. Boom. Quick look at the fully built board. Lance Conklin, Powell Peralta, 66 Ace independent base plates just for this board because the Ace Classics don't come with the 6 holes. And like I was saying, I don't know if like other companies do that, but it's definitely something. This is like the first time I've come across this problem. But yeah, Buns Reds, Spitfire Classic Fulls. These are the Chargers, the softies. Alright. And the Jessup grip. Can't wait to see Martha's reaction. Stay tuned. Peace. Alright. Hey,
how are you?
What's up?
How are you?
Yo,
oh my god.
Martha?
Yes.
And Matt?
Yes.
Dude, I appreciate you both
Absolutely.
so much.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
I hope you don't mind me filming.
No.
But
what do you want to do here?
yeah,
Just
no,
get
I
to
just
know.
wanted to like get your reaction.
Okay.
And one thing I wanted to point out for you guys.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
this
you're
cool
up.
to close?
Yeah, totally,
all right.
totally cool. Just wanted to point out a couple things. So this board was like special. I totally didn't know it. It was like one of those six hole kind of situations.
Okay.
Got it.
So the classic Aces come with just 4 holes.
Got it.
So they don't fit the board.
Okay.
So what I did is I swapped out some old Indies that I had
Okay.
Nice.
that had the 6 holes that would fit.
Okay.
And I put in some new pivot cups in there, so it should be like brand new. And the old one or the new there they go, the new base plates are right there. Yeah, just in case like you want to use them for another board or something.
Okay.
But yeah, you're all good to
Happy
go.
Mother's Day.
Thanks.
Happy Mother's Day. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Hey.
I love it.
I'm so hyped for y'all.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
It's a pleasure. It's my absolute pleasure.
And so you're going online now? Is that soon?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just gonna be more active. Like, like we're doing a block party tomorrow.
Okay.
13th Street, 5 o'clock ish.
Okay.
That's gonna be like all day, like 1 to 10 or something.
Okay.
But we're gonna be skating over there. Planning a cookout at Freedom Plaza at some
nice.
point. I'll be making an announcement.
Cool.
And Go Skate Day is coming up.
Yep.
I'm just just adapting and adjusting.
Sure.
But we'll
Love
be
it.
back in a
Okay.
spot soon.
Well, this
Cool.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been using his
course.
board for a while now, so now I have my own.
I appreciate the support so
Yeah.
much, and if there's anything I can help with, like questions or whatever, shoot me a text.
Thank
hit
you.
me up.
Awesome.
She's
You know.
going to Camp Woodward for the summer.
What?
I'm working there all summer.
No
and
way.
Bringing our kids for 6 weeks. Yeah.
Yo, that's
So I'm still learning,
Hey.
but I'm going to be in charge of counselors. So I'm super excited just to be in the scene all summer long.
man. My buddy Bryce, Bryce is, I think he's from like Boston area
Okay,
originally, but he moved here to the city, and I know he like works Woodward every year. So
Nice.
maybe you'll run into him.
Yeah, for sure.
If you meet up Bryce, just
Yep.
tell him Brian from Press said what's up.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. Thank you so much. I
My
love it.
pleasure, yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Yes.
Thanks for
Yeah.
making this happen.
Enjoy, please.
Yeah, for
yeah.
All right.
All right. Have a great weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you,
You
brother.
too.
Peace.